Got in 1992. Went from fashion into the automotive industry. And then I went to work for a company called Visible Customer. Really got my start, my real true start in automotive from them. So it was a great start in the industry and loved doing it. And then from VinSolutions made myself my way to Auto Alert.
Hit me with some of the numbers. What's
7% of women who watch TV or movies today are streaming on platforms. Women now dominate the streaming and the podcast. What it was, 46% of monthly podcast listeners are women. Now, I've walked in to buy a car with my husband, but I've never gone in by myself. So to go in with her, and yes, she did a lot of the legwork before she walked in, but she definitely had some more questions that maybe she just didn't know. And I knew because I've been in the industry for so long.
Welcome back to today's episode of the I'm a Car Chick podcast, and I can't tell you guys how psyched I am for today's guest. You know, we are still in Women in Automotive season ahead of this conference that we are having in Nashville in just a few short weeks. Today is July 21st, 2025, so that date is closely approaching. I know that the date you're listening to this won't be July 21st, but today it is. So in our world, it's July 21st. So I want to introduce you to our next guest. I had a chance to talk to her a little bit ahead of time, shared some stories. I am very excited for you to get to meet her and hear what she has to offer. Please help me welcome Lori Berkson, who is the VP of Sales at DealerStream. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Shasta. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. We've been connected for a while on LinkedIn, and I've gotten to see Owen told me about you whenever you joined DealerStream. So I was very excited to get the chance to talk to you today. But I want you to, before we get into all the exciting stuff, I want you to tell us a little bit about your background. You've been in the business for quite a while and have a lot of stories to tell.
Yes. Got in 1992. Went from fashion into the automotive industry. Met some people and started doing aftermarket back in the day, did that for a few years. And then I went to work for a company called Visible Customer, which was a Sean Stapleton and his sister's company, and Kate, and really got my start, my real true start in automotive from them. So I always say that he's my mentor out there, and I actually just talked to him a few days ago. So we stay in touch. And then went from his company and we went to VinSolutions. So everybody knows who VinSolutions is. That was, let's call it like 2005, 7, maybe. Anywhere within those 2 years, I might be losing it a little bit, but I think it was more like 2007. Went to VinSolutions. They actually called me the Vin Girl. Probably one of the very first women to work for their company, to be an outside salesperson, along with another woman in this industry who has really come a long way with me, was Anissa Collins, who's working for Dealer Teamwork today. So we were the first ones to be selling CRM back in the day.
Wow.
Walking into dealers when dealers did not even have CRM. ILM and maybe inventory, and that was it. I was out of Chicago. And would walk into car dealers, oh my God, 5 days a week, 10 dealers a day, and really came out of the gates selling CRM for them. So it was a great start in the industry and loved doing it. And then from VinSolutions made myself my way to Auto Alert.
Nice.
Selling data mining. A lot of the same people, a lot of the Vin people, loved it, loved the people I worked with. And so that was for many years, and then made my way after Auto Alert. And it sounds like I've been to a lot of places, but really in 33 years, I've only been to four automotive companies.
Good, actually.
After Auto Alert, went to Reputation, was there for 6 years. Last February, got laid off, and had some aha moments. For the first time, Lori Berkson sat doing nothing for like 3 months, and I thought I was going to go crazy. Literally would call my girlfriends while I was interviewing and getting everything together and trying to find out what my next thing was. Would call my girlfriends and say, anybody got any returns today? Because I'm bored and I need to go to work. And they're like, wow, seriously? I'm like, yeah. Made my way to finding all these different things I thought I wanted to do. Did have for a hot split second, a hot moment, maybe I should get out of automotive. That wasn't going to happen. I really very short little window that I thought maybe I'll get out. People talked me out of it too. I just thought about it for a day or two, and then said, I need to stay in. This is what I love. This is what I love to do. Had many I had 2 or 3 offers. And
this episode is brought to you by Epic BDC, your #1 outsourced BDC solution. Learn more about Epic BDC by checking out the link in the bio.
Here came Owen Moon and Kevin Colma reaching out to me. We talked quite a bit. I actually met them for dinner one night in Arizona, and actually got to see them again at DMSC with Brian Posh. He was so kind to let me come and kind of network a little bit and see if that was, my right fit. And I appreciate Brian for doing that. And I knew that this was the place I wanted to be. There's things in this. I like selling to dealers. I love selling great products, but it's all about transparency. And I'm not selling something that doesn't have that transparency, and DealerStream does.
Yeah.
So
it's very true. It's, I'm trying to remember. Owen, I met at one of the very first digital dealers I ever attended. I want to say it was like 2016, 17, 18, I don't know, somewhere around there. And he was one of the very first people we met. And he's just so memorable. I mean, he's a giant physically. He's so tall, but he's one of the nicest people on earth. Like, he's one of the best people in this business that I've ever met. And so I imagine it's got to be one of the easiest decisions to be like, yeah, I'll work. It was.
And then meeting Kevin, which Kevin and I actually met at a car dealer. He was selling, I think, lot links at the time or something. And I was probably at Auto Alert at the days. And we ran into each other at a Chicago dealership here. And we just got to be talking. So we kind of knew each other. And when all this came about, I'm like, this is meant to be. This is where I'm meant to be. And maybe last place to end my career one day, if this is it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of people know Owen and Kevin from the Fixed Ops Digital days, which of course we know got acquired by Trade Pending. And so after that, I imagine we're just sitting around like, what can we start now? Like, what other thing can we innovate? And so they started DealerStream, which is where the company that you're at. Right. And when Owen and I talked about it at NADA this past year, they say this past year, it was this year. This year has been many years put into one. But we had a chance to talk about it, and I'm like, gosh, it's so genius. It's so needed. I talk with car dealers all the time about, if you're still advertising on traditional radio, traditional TV, you're missing 85+% of your audience because they're not there anymore. Like,
they're not there anymore, right?
Yeah.
And again, there are people in this space, and yes, they're doing OTT. But what we're doing here today is different. And that's what I keep telling all these dealers. And that's why people are talking to me. They're like, show me. You show me what you're doing different. And I did. And I've only been here 7 weeks and already sold some major deals. So there you go. Dealers want to know what other dealers are doing today, but they want to know why this is different. And I am here to show them why it's different.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, like, where you go home at night, and you don't turn on local news, you turn on Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime or rinse and repeat, one of the other streaming platforms, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, when I'm in the car, I don't have the radio on. I think I've owned my car for 1.5 years, and I've probably turned it on the radio once or twice. Like, other than that, I'm on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, like one of those. Like, I don't do traditional things anymore. So if you're advertising to me on TV and radio, you're not going to get me there.
I know. When COVID hit and the world shut down, oh my God, that was like an aha moment for me. And started streaming. Like, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Remote work by day, and I was binging by night. And that really is what stood out to me about how women are really taking this space on, right? And it's not just watching, but it's truly influencing the content and the culture and the ads. And I literally would like laugh because I would call my girlfriends, but like after I'd finished the one thing, I'm like, okay, what's next? Did you guys watch that one? It was amazing. And I'm like, and we're on a group text with all the girls. I'm like, okay, which one are you watching next? Right. So I was binging like everybody else. But it became it was almost like a woman's book club, but it was a women's streaming club. And it was huge. Yeah, it was so fun.
Well, and if we think about it, so your session is how women are influencing streaming advertising automotive. Like, we do group stream, and when you think about how many times you'll see on Facebook or Instagram, what are you binging right now? I'm looking for new shows to watch, and so we all talk about what we're watching. We're in the cycle of binging now. We don't like waiting a week for the next episode anymore. We want the instant gratification of, I want to go to next episode when I want to go to next episode. And so it makes so much sense. So I know that you said for your presentation, you've prepared a lot of data, a lot of numbers. Hit me with some of the numbers. What's this?
67% of women who watch TV or movies today are streaming on platforms daily. 67%. Think about that, right?
Did you know that there's a monthly newsletter where you can keep in touch with everything the I'm a Car Chick podcast is up to? There is. Check out the show notes below. And you can also follow us on all social media and stay in tune with whatever we're up to.
Women now dominate the streaming and the podcast. Like, there is 46% of, I think I forgot what it was, 46% of monthly podcast listeners are women. That's a lot. Men had it, and women have totally come up the ranks through that. Right. So, and I believe women influence probably about 80% of the household purchasing decisions. And now let's tie that into car buying, right? It's all about, again, I'm in the car business, automotive, right? So 85% of car buying decisions are shaped by women. So take all these stats, and women are still, they're up there. They're at the top of the ranks there, right?
Yeah.
And 92% still visit dealerships before they purchase. So think about all the women that are in part of that and are making those decisions.
Now, what percentage of dealerships make women feel welcome whenever they're there?
So, oh my God, that is a great thing. So my girlfriend got divorced this past year. She called me up and said, I'm going to buy a car. I said, okay. She tells me what she's going to buy and what she's going to do. And she said, will you go with me? And I said, yes. Now, I've walked in to buy a car with my husband, but I've never gone in by myself. So to go in with her was quite eye-opening for me, and some of the questions, and when they brought out the paperwork. And yes, she did a lot of the legwork before she walked in. She's extremely smart when it comes to things like that. But she definitely had some more questions that maybe she just didn't know. And I knew because I've been in the industry for so long. So it was quite interesting to be there with her and to be part of that with her. And as she wrote a check for her car.
It's wild to, Women in Automotive has been around for over 10 years. This is the 11th year, and we have so many causes and we're driving to push women in this business further, not just as employees, but as customers that we're also passionate about. And, my mom bought a car out of state probably around a month and a half ago, and her experience was absolutely terrible. I mean, like, just the worst of the worst. I don't understand how these people are in business. Like, it was so bad. And it's like, how are we still that far behind? Like, we would think we've made so much progress here in making this a welcoming environment for all female customers. And yet here we are.
I agree. And it's very interesting because my last company was Reputation, and it's about reading reviews and surveys and, and understanding from that as a woman. But listen, she really did have a good experience. But I have heard women that say to me, how are you in this industry? I'd rather go to the dentist than go to the car dealer. And I go, I don't know if we see it. But, it's just interesting about all that. And I don't know. there are some really good dealers out there and really reputable dealers. And I can name dozens and dozens of them. But yes, are you always going to have some of those people that, I don't know, maybe have a bad egg in their dealership? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. But yes, you do hear those stories. But it's like buying anything. You could walk into Nordstrom's today and have a bad, and I relate back to clothing because I love to shop. But there you go. You could have a bad experience with a salesperson. You could bring that to light today. So yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I mean, all of the data shows we've got to be not just paying attention to women. We've got to be putting our efforts there. We've got to be putting our eggs in those baskets. I mean, all of those numbers that you had said about who's streaming, 67% of them are streaming daily.
Daily.
I mean, and I'm one of them. I'll straight up tell you I'm one of them. While my husband's watching TV on the big screen, I've got my phone pulled up and I'm watching a show he doesn't want to watch. So I'm popping in my earbuds and watching something on my own phone. So it's a very, very real thing. I mean, and if as a husband, father, or whoever, wife, mother, these car dealers will stop and pay attention for a second to what's going on in their own homes. You can't tell me you don't have at least 3 streaming services.
I was watching Sirens, that new one on Netflix. I watched it 2 weeks ago, coming home from Texas. And this guy behind me must have got up to go to the bathroom and could see that I was watching it from my phone. And he's like, "Oh, did you like Sirens?" I'm like, "Oh, did you watch it?" And him and I started having a conversation on my Netflix. It was very interesting.
Well, I just, I'm in the process of going back through Scandal right now. And I told a couple of people about it. And I've got like 5 or 6 friends that are watching it right now too. Like none of us knew. We're all just like, "Oh, well, where are you at? Well, where are you at?" Like we're talking about where we're at in the different seasons. So it's very much a thing. Like we're all watching the same thing.
Just went back to Suits.
This episode is brought to you by SCP Agency, your one-stop shop for organic social media. Check them out by clicking the link in the show notes or visit scpagency.com.
That I was watching at COVID, right? So it was 5 years ago, right? So yeah, you can go back to anything and watch whatever you want, but there's always something. There's always the next one to watch, so we know about that.
It's another thing for us to try, Bo.
Yeah, brands are paying attention to women today. They're really paying attention to women today. So brand influencing. They're streaming, they're shopping, they're influencing. That's kind of my tagline for Women in Automotive, because they are doing all those things. Right. I have a girlfriend who used to work with me in my last company, who was one of the biggest influencers in Chicago. Her name is Jen White. She's got 167,000 followers on TikTok. She's taught me a lot about brand influencing and about what she's been doing and how she's influencing other women. So I'm going to talk about that, and also at Women in Automotive. And there's just a lot of interesting things that women are thinking about today and who they are today. Another piece is I had an aha moment. I watched the Barbara Walters special. Did you watch it?
I haven't yet. I'm going to, though.
Okay. It's very interesting. It moved me. It truly moved me. She was a trailblazer in the automotive industry, and I kind of tied that back into automotive, and how all the women in the journalism industry were following her, and that she was the top of it. So I talk about that, and I brought that in, and I'm going to talk about that at Women in Automotive also, because there's so many amazing women in this industry that we need to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's some real game changers, like people that get recommended for me to have on the podcast, and then I'll talk with them and I'm like, why do more people not know your name? Like, why are you not like on everybody's list of people to watch? Like, you're doing amazing things out there. And so then I'm like, oh, that's my job. That's where I come in. It's my job to tell everybody to be following you, to be doing all the things.
But like I've been in 32 years. My employees that have worked for me over the years say, Lori can't go through NADA without moving 2 feet, and then she knows somebody else. Yes, I know a lot of people. Everybody thinks this is a huge industry. It's really not that big. It's really a smaller industry. I've just been in forever, and I know a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking a little bit ahead of time about, trailblazers, the mention of Barbara Walters, and, we have to talk about, the trailblazer that we lost this past weekend with Bobby here. And she's somebody who, if you're a longtime listener of the show, you know she's been on here several times. We reference her all the time.
Yeah.
Very dear friend and a seriously true trailblazer in automotive.
So I met her back, Shasta, I met her in 2010 when I was at VinSolutions. She came to one of our parties. And that was really when the first time I really got to talk to her and meet her, along with one of her tribe and her bestie, Jennifer Briggs, two of the nicest girls in the world. Just always sweet to me, always kind. Would talk to them didn't talk to them a lot, but when I talked to them, we would have conversations. Just found an amazing picture of Bobby and I back from Women in Automotive. And yeah, that was hard to hear this weekend. And the outpouring of love that is coming from the automotive industry is incredible just the past 48 hours.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I knew she was well loved. I knew she had a ton of friends. I did not realize how many lives she touched. Like it was still, I could probably get on Facebook right now and still see at least 5 new posts I haven't seen yet.
Exactly. Me too. When she walked into a room, the room lit up. She was that person. She just was very knowledgeable about this industry. I would pick her brain about things when I would see her. Just love to see her, again, didn't talk to her all that much. When I saw her at events, when we just went back to, like I said, 2010 in our VinSolutions days. And, she was working through BDCs and, she had that side of the industry where I didn't. I've always sold to car dealers in the automotive industry, but I've never worked in a car dealership. But I've been in for 33 years. So there you go.
Well, and she was, one of the first things I ever learned about her was her intense knowledge of VinSolutions and how, if VinSolutions tries to tell you that they can't do something, let me know and I'll call them because I know they can.
It was a platform and she would teach me things on it. I'm like, oh, yeah. She goes, talk about that while you're selling it. I'll never forget those things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember, so we have our outsourced BDC here, and there was a time where I needed to build out processes in VinSolution. And I was like, I fairly remember that she does this. And so I called her one day and she's like, oh my God, like I will literally build this for you. I was like, no, I need to learn how to do it. But like, help me. And like, if you can walk me through this. And she was just that person that you could call anytime, ask for help. She knew everything. She knew everybody.
Outs of VIN. And I thought it was incredible. And again, I was the girl selling it, right?
Yeah.
To thousands of car dealers all over the country.
Oh yeah, she's so smart. I don't know where she fit it all in her brain.
Either do I. Definitely gone way too soon, and a life and a legacy that will live on for us.
Oh yeah. And Lou Ramirez made a post, and I think he hit the nail on the head with the first line, and it said, "You've made it this far. And I have to say thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to rate the show, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and of course on all social media channels. Light it up. Go be the person that she knew you could be." And she was always that person that was like, you need to be doing this. You need to be like, she would tell me all the time, you need to be on as many stages as you can. I don't care if it's not a conference that you feel like you mesh with, apply to speak at this one, apply to speak at that one. You need to be on all these stages. And like, she always saw a side of me that I'm like, what is she telling me to do? Like, who is this person she thinks I am?
And I believe it too now by talking to you. Seriously. You are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was rewatching both of the podcasts that we had with her this morning in the past. The last one was from Women in Automotive last year, but she's just so much life and energy that it's just so hard to imagine like that life and energy just not being here. And I think it still fully hasn't like sunk in for me. Like I can say the words, but
yeah, I was showing you. That was
such a good picture.
Women in Automotive that I went back to find. It's just.
You all look great in that picture. Like that is not a bad picture of any of you.
It was such a great day and it's such a great event. And I'm really excited to be part of it and, maybe mentor somebody else, right? Somebody else coming up the gates.
Yeah. I think that's honestly what she would want all of us to do is to be her now that she's not here and to remind other women and any other people, of who they can be, even when you don't know who that is.
I agree. It's, but there'll be a lot of stories. They'll be crying, they'll be laughing. And like I said, she's got a legacy and she'll never be forgotten in this industry. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, never. No, you've always got at least 3 stories on deck that you can tell to remember Bobby. That's for sure. Oh, I am excited for this event. It is obviously going to be very hard not having Bobby there. It was also her birthday week. We'd been talking about all of what we were going to do for her birthday, and so obviously that's going to be very tough. But I know that she would want us to do it and have it and remember to, enlighten and encourage others, like the theme that we have in place. So that's what we've got to do. We got to, pick ourselves up and go be who she wanted us to be and who she knew we could be. And there's no other better way than teaching and empowering each other. Yeah. So,
and when I told you about that, I put in the Barbara Walters special. It just totally reminded me of her, because I believe that all these women are, coming up behind her. Right.
Yeah.
And that I've learned from her all these years, and will continue on in this industry.
Yeah. It's this is going to be a great conference. I already know it. I've had a chance to talk with speakers like you and see a lot of who's attending, and this is going to be an astronomically amazing event. So I can't wait to see you there. You can count me in. I'll be in your session. I want to learn all the things, even though I don't advertise on.
A lot to talk about, and there's a lot to talk about in this space. Again, about women, but about streaming, about OTT.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring out some things about fraud, transparency, and other things that we stand for that other vendors aren't doing today. And listen, everybody's doing a great job. We're just doing it differently.
Yeah. Is Owen coming with you too?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, he's the lanyard sponsor.
Yes, I know. We just got him, and he says they look amazing.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know. They're being sent out, so I'm excited.
I knew that. I'm such a dork because I helped facilitate that. So
yes. Very excited about that. Yes.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm excited for this. What is the best way for someone to connect with you if they want to ahead of time?
I'm on LinkedIn. Obviously, I'm Lori at DealerStream.com. Text me, message me, call me.
Call me anytime. All right, guys, I am connected with her on LinkedIn. Make sure you are connected with her there.
I'll tell you something that I don't know if you know, but
oh my God, I forgot.
I am one of your biggest fans, and I purchased.
I love it. Guys, she's holding up an I'm a Car Chick shirt. I love it. Yes. Please wear it at the conference. Bring it with you, and we'll find a day that everybody I know who has one will wear them and then take like a group picture or something.
Yes. So very excited. And can't wait to meet all the women and be able to hear all the stories. And it's going to be a great event in Nashville, August 3rd to the 6th.
Come to the show, be there. And I promise you, it will be one.
I am speaking August the 5th at 1:50, Tuesday the 5th at 1:50.
I hope you are not at the same time as me.
Oh,
you better not. Hold on. I'm looking at the schedule really quick. Agenda.
If not, we're going to have to mesh together, Shasta.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is they put Bobby and Robin Wilson at the same time last year, and Bobby literally just said, "Nope, we're doing it all in one room. Let's break down this wall." Yeah. We could break down the wall, but she moved everybody over, and they did their session at the exact same time. You are at the same time as me. That is awful.
Are you kidding? We have to figure. Move me or move you.
We'll figure it out.
Only because I want to see you too. I also got some really great freebies that I'm going to be giving away, lots of quizzes and homework that a little piece so that everybody can win some prizes. And I'm really excited to see everybody in Nashville.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. I got to make sure that we're not at the same time. Hopefully Joe Webb doesn't kill me if I try to move. But
listen, I got my Joe Webb stories too, and he'll tell you. I go back with Joe Webb since he was in Chicago at a car dealership selling in a BDC. And I sold him back then VinSolutions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now he's a Vins guy. I know it.
Well, he was back then.
Yeah. Lori, thank you so much for coming on with me today. Good conversation.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.